What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and wrapping up the Mega May reviews, we have the stock release of the Neutron Detour. Let's get to it. So the Detour is the first mid-range offering in the James Conrad line. Fans were first introduced to it in 2023 when it was offered in the Gyropalooza boxes, and it was a really big hit. People who resold theirs made a pretty penny on them. They were going for like $50 a piece, brand new, even higher if they had a cool like stamp and color combination. But luckily, we don't have to pay that much for them anymore because we finally have a stock release. So to refresh everybody's memories, the Detour's flight numbers are a speed of 5, glide of 5, -2, and a fade of 1. So just a good, stable to slightly understable mid-range. For your big arms, this is going to be their flippy mid. So James is just going to be hitting this thing flat and getting crazy, like long panning turnovers with it. But for your average arm, it'll have a little bit of turn, but it should fade back at the end. And I think it's going to be very workable. I've been throwing one for a few months now in my backup bag. It is starting to get a little more turn, starting to become like a brand new uplink, and I love that slot. So if I can beat a more stable disc down to fill that gap, I'm going to be really excited for it. Now, MVP sent me a 170 gram mid-range. So it's on the lighter side for me. I think the one in my bag's 176. But yeah, I was looking forward to throwing it and seeing how it handled. Before we get to the flights, though, I have a side-by-side to show you guys. So let's check that out. All right, guys, just want to do a quick comparison for you of the stock release of the Detour on the left up against the Gyropalooza release on the right. And you just love to see this. You could draw a line along that parting line and go from disc to disc without deviating. The domes are the same. The Neutron plastic both feel great. Just everything I'm seeing and feeling is good. If you were worried about any kind of variance from the special release going to the stock run, I hope this picture lays that to rest for you. All right, guys, now it's time for the flights, but you know the spiel. I threw the Detour in the same sessions I threw the fission time lapses and the electron entropy, and it was so windy out there, guys, and it really stinks trying to show off the characteristics of an understable disc in the wind, just because it gets manipulated so much. But that being said, I did do the best I could. So starting off on hyzer, give the Detour good amount of angle. It's going to flip and push on that hyzer angle and give you some great lateral movement and a good pushing forward hyzer. I love that out of the Detour. Hyzer flips are definitely on the menu. You see here I throw a hyzer flip to Andy because of the ripping headwind. But even still, note, at the very end, the Detour is fighting out. It doesn't want to just turn and burn. I love it. That's what I love about this disc. Where it shines for me, though, is just hitting it flat. Just letting that natural -2-1 shine. It's going to turn over for you a little bit, ride, and then fade back. Give you some really good tight S shots, really valuable in the woods. That's where I love it. Anheuser, you do have to be very careful with this disc. I feel like you need to give a lot of air to work. It's very touchy with the angles. If you have a big enough arm, rollers are definitely on the menu. I've rolled this once or twice. Just got to really hit it with a lot of angle and hit it with a quick snap. But you can get it down and rolling if you need to. Forehand, are we allowed to forehand this disc? It's a James Conrad disc. I say it's just outside of my comfort zone for forehand. Just most times I hit it and it'll pop to flat and go to Annie. It just doesn't really have the torque resistance. I got to find that sweet spot for hyzer flip if I need it. Where I've really used the Detour on forehand is just situationally, like you're pinned in the rough, you got to step out and throw that high Annie forehand to turn a corner. That's the only time I've ever used it for forehand, really. So if you're a forehand player, don't know if this is for you, but my forehand game is also kind of suspect, so take that into consideration. But overall, great, stable to understable mid-range, I would say. If you, again, I couldn't really show off the flight characteristics, I apologize, but if you have thrown the Gyropalooza version of this disc, it's the exact same disc. So please don't pay $50+ for Detours anymore unless you really like the Gyropalooza stamp. I honestly think they ran like a massive run and they cut like the beginning of it off and used that to fill the Gyropalooza boxes, and then the rest were run. Those are the stocks, I think. So that's how close they are, I feel. So be confident when you buy this. If you like the Detour, you can get the stock run at a good price and it's going to deliver what you need. So yeah, guys, just want to say thank you to MVP for sending me the tester. Really enjoyed it. If you haven't already, order one from your local retailer. Again, I recommend Foundation Discs. They're my sponsor. Use my affiliate link down below. That supports me directly. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and again, Foundation cares. I keep pushing it. It's a great deal. If you buy the Detour and within 30 days you hate it, fill the form out on Foundation's website. They'll send you a shipment label, send the Detour back, and grab something else you want. Risk-free trial. So take advantage of it. But yeah, this has been my review of the stock release of the Neutron Detour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I just want to thank you for all your support. If you have any questions for me, reach out. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care. Thank you to my sponsors. For all your disc golf needs, check out Phoenix Discs and Foundation Disc Golf.